Welcome back to Lost Legacies.
A Hidden City Book Company production.
I'm Sam.
I'm Matt.
Well, everybody, welcome. End of an era. Again, we're hitting a lot of end of the eras this year. Yeah. So last week, for everybody this is your first time listening to the show, welcome. Happy to have you here. We are going to be spoiling the entirety of Andor Andor, the series. And we're going to be talking about Rogue One, spoiling the whole thing. So this is your official warning. Go check out the rest of our episodes and then come back. But for everybody else, welcome. We reached the end. Matt and I today are talking about Rogue One, the 2017 Star Wars movie by Gareth Edwards, which we are considering as the official Andor series finale. Yeah. Before we get into that, I know this is probably going to be a chunky episode, but before we get into that, Matt, what's going on? What's going on?
Nothing. Happy Halloween, everyone.
Oh yeah, happy Halloween. Happy Election Day.
Yeah, happy Election Day.
Yeah.
I don't know. This is weird because now that we finished Andor. If you haven't watched our Andor talks, basically what we do on Lost Legacies, we end up talking for like anywhere between 5 to 25 minutes before we talk about the episode of whatever we're watching.
Yeah.
The movies are different. We kind of just focused on the movie. But lucky for you, don't really have much to say because we did a whole Halloween season and it was pretty fun. I enjoyed it a lot.
Mhm.
I will just preface this right now. Audio's a little different this episode, so if things sound off, it should only be this episode.
Yeah.
If I sound loud or quiet, it's because I cannot hear my own audio for once.
Mm.
So I can't really check my audio as I go. Yeah. So I love these headphones, wireless, but
Don't touch them. You might turn them off.
I know. I think I turned up the volume. I was like, oh, but it's really kind of tricky when you're doing wireless headphones with a mic that's plugged in. So it's like, oh man,
Yeah.
But yeah, we had some issues this go around. So that's that. That's my warning. Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah.
What's another word like a trigger warning if you have issues with audio.
Oh, geez. Yeah. Maybe
Yeah.
skip this one then. Yeah.
So if you hear me laughing extra loud or I seem like I'm forcing it, it's because I can't actually hear my audio, so I'm trying to sell the laugh.
Oh, wow. Is that you selling the
Yes,
laugh?
that's how normal people laugh.
Right. Yeah. God, you sound like a rich person who's just trying to be a normal person.
I bought my own lunch meat today.
It's just a Star Wars. What could it cost? $10?
I did text you after watching the movie. I was like, man, that was one hell of a Star War.
Yeah. Yeah.
Speaking of war, I've been playing a lot of Battlefield 6.
Ah.
I love it, man. It's a great game. It's a bummer that we're probably never going to get a Star Wars Battlefield or Battlefront 3. I wouldn't mind a
I don't know.
Battlefield Star Wars though. If
I
these
don't
people
know.
make a Star Wars version, oh, dude.
Yeah.
Like I
Yeah.
stopped playing Call of Duty like 2 years ago and I haven't really missed it too much.
Mm-hmm.
But man, playing this like kind of just doing your regular team deathmatch, 8 versus 8. It's okay. It's fun,
Mm-hmm.
But when you play like the actual like the larger scale combat, Call of Duty has that as well. But this one is just it's so immersive and like you're just in a tank driving through buildings. You know, sniper, no problem. I'll just drive through the building. You know, I'm
There you
like,
go. There
oh,
you
I'll just
go.
blow up the side of the building. It's so fun. And the whole time I'm thinking like this. I was watching Rogue One last night. I'm like, this would make an excellent Battlefield game. Like,
Yeah.
oh man. So, yeah. But yeah, other than that, um, I guess we'll just get this out in the air ahead of time.
Hmm.
But we finished watching Andor. This
Yes.
is pretty much our last Andor-esque episode.
Yep.
So next week we will be back, but we're not going to be watching anything. We're probably just going to be chit-chatting, you know.
Hmm.
But we're definitely going to be giving an update on Lost Legacies.
Yes.
It's time. We're between shows. We're done with the movies for now.
Hmm.
2026 is on the horizon.
Mm.
And we got a lot of changes coming up.
Yes.
More podcasts and more. Yeah. So yeah. So join us next week, even though we're not watching anything, because we'll fill you in. And then I don't know. A couple weeks after that, we're gonna start our Christmas run. We're gonna start watching Christmas movies.
Yep.
So that's gonna be exciting. Uh, but I mean, that's pretty much it for the appetizer. Let's get to the meat and potatoes of this episode.
Yeah. Yeah. So true, Matthew. That's why today we're talking about Rogue One, a Star Wars story from 2017, directed by Gareth Edwards, which is a prequel to the original trilogy. The original Star Wars trilogy literally leads right into A New Hope. Um, yeah, and according to series creator Tony Gilroy, this is what you're supposed to watch immediately after finishing Andor season 2, because Andor season 2 ends directly, as a lead up into Rogue One. So yeah, all right, Matt, tell me your thoughts. What'd you feel?
This is how you end your series.
Yep, yep.
It's so weird that for the series finale, they brought in all these new characters just for this one long episode.
Right?
Um,
It's pretty crazy.
so okay, we've had some issues with Andor. We both agree this is one of the best shows of all time.
Hmm.
This story is probably the singular greatest thing Star Wars has ever produced.
Probably, yeah.
That being said, we did have a lot of issues with it, a lot of issues with the pacing, and I don't know. It just feels like the fact that it was a prequel to Rogue One really bizarrely felt like their hands were tied, you know? And
Especially in this like second season, I feel
especially the second
like.
season, especially like the second half of the second season as well.
Yeah, yeah.
It started becoming more like traditional Star Wars than like Andor, which was really unique and original to that universe,
Hmm.
and very culturally relevant today.
Unfortunately, yeah.
But yeah, I also I don't want to come off mean, but like it just felt like that it was also kind of uses being a prequel. It was kind of used as an excuse of not to wrap things up. Like I still
Mm,
expected some kind of closure, some kind of this chapter ends and the story goes on. Something like it almost feels like there was no real ending to Andor the series.
yeah.
So, but we talked a lot about that last week, and I just wanted to bring that up because I felt like I might have been a bit harsh. I was just very critical and more so just kind of disappointed and heartbroken that that's how it ended. You
Yeah.
know, it kind of felt like the whole series was a banger and it kind of ended on a whimper.
Yeah. Yeah.
So I was very relieved to watch this because we both saw it when it came out. I
Hmm.
haven't seen it since it came out. I think I might have
Mm.
saw it like when it came on DVD, like because I know we saw it in theaters.
Hmm.
I don't know if Dad was with us.
Yeah, I don't know if he was with us, but I do remember watching it with
Yeah,
mom and dad
we might
once
have
it was on
rented it.
DVD. Yeah.
Kids, back in the day, we had Redbox where you could
Yeah.
go rent DVDs off a little vending machine outside of
Hmm.
the CVS. So after the Blockbusters closed, that's what we got. Also Netflix. Netflix, they used to mail DVDs. Do you remember that?
Yeah, I do.
That's how they started. Yeah,
Yeah.
they would mail a DVD to your house. Oh, those were the good days.
Yeah, those were the
Um,
days. Should
yeah,
never
so
left.
I felt like we rented it or something because I know I saw it twice, but again, it's been what year did this movie come out?
20. Oh, that's a good point. 17? 16.
2016?
Yeah, 2016.
10, 9 years. Wow.
Uh, yeah.
Okay.
Jeez.
Yeah, that makes sense. Yeah, because Diego Luna was talking about I saw a little behind the scenes clip of his last day
Hmm.
filming, and he was saying he was with this character for 10 years. I was like, really? That's it? It feels longer.
Mm.
But this was that before the episodes of Ray and stuff?
No, I think Force Awakens had already come out. Let me see here. Oh Force Awakens came out 2015.
Okay, so it was like in the middle of that trilogy.
Yeah, yeah,
Okay.
yeah. Because I think that was the thing. Like they were already like they were making both like Force Awakens and Rogue One kind of at the same time.
Yeah.
Um, and then yeah, like Force Awakens just did phenomenal, at the
Yeah.
box office, and so they were just like, hey, yeah, like let's get this movie going, like let's get it out there.
Hmm.
Yeah,
Um, yeah, man. I don't know. I feel much better about Andor as a series having watched Rogue One again, you know.
yeah,
Now seeing it, I was like, okay, all right.
yeah.
That being said, I still feel like can we just like erase Rogue One from canon and redo it as like Andor season 3?
Like, yeah,
Because I was watching it, I'm like, dude, this could be a season, or at least a couple of episodes. So,
yeah.
because I really enjoyed it, but my main kind of not complaints but critiques was I wanted to spend more time with these characters.
Oh, for
You know,
sure. Yeah, yeah.
it was a 2 hour movie and it flew by. I was like, wow.
Hmm.
So, I mean, I wish we had more time with Galen Erso. I wish we
Hmm.
had more time with the Magnificent Seven, with all of them, just to, get to know everyone. Because they, like, you have Donnie Yen in your movie, and he does cool things, but he doesn't get to do much, you
Yeah,
know? And it's
yeah.
like, damn. So,
Yeah, that's always been my issue with Rogue One is that
yeah,
we have this random assortment of characters show up, and then they become so important and so pivotal, uh uh and yeah, it's like we hardly really get to spend any time with them. It's like
yeah,
credit where credit's due. Like with what little screen time they have, most of them get to shine, get to
yeah,
come off and have like you know um you at least get to like empathize with them and see like, oh, okay, yeah, like so Donnie Yen, he's like the kind of the sage, the wizened, sort of warrior,
hmm.
and all of that, and like yeah, so everybody fills out the role that they're supposed to.
I, hmm, I don't know. I was just about to repeat myself. Yeah, I wish I spent more time with them. But yeah,
Yeah,
because I mean, I think you could. There's no comparison, but you think of in premise, what was the Zack Snyder movies, Rebel Moon,
the Rebel Moon,
and
yeah.
and it's like I wasn't a fan of them. I'll say that much.
Hmm.
And I'll preface this: I do like Zack Snyder. I consider myself a Zack Snyder fan, but I did not enjoy Rebel Moon. But I like
Hmm.
the concept, And I like the idea of building the team. And I wish we kind of got more of that here.
Yeah.
Granted, Zack Snyder had two movies, and then those two movies both got Snyder cuts. So, but that's kind of what
Yeah.
I want here. You know, Magnificent Seven, Dirty Dozen, like they all build the team. You know,
Hmm.
and instead of just showing up and like, oh, two of your guys are here, okay, and then we run into this other. You know, I kind of wanted like to recruit, and just doing that, you get to know characters a little more. You know,
Yeah.
but yeah, I don't know. Also, we never really got. I'm trying to remember. I don't know if we ever get all of them in one shot together because I
Uh
kind of noticed that watching. I was like, oh yeah, they're usually. It's usually if we do, K2 isn't there. He's flying the ship or something, you
yeah.
know. And I
Yeah.
was like, ah, damn. But
Yeah, we get that scene when they leave Jeddah where they're like en route to go
yeah,
to Edu, the rainy planet. And like they're all in that scene together and they all kind of like interject and add. But yeah, I don't think like there's never a lineup shot, you know,
right,
like you have that like classic, you know, like Magnificent Seven, you know, you got Yul Brynner at the end, and then Steve McQueen, and then you know you get to see
yeah,
them all lined up. I'm like, yeah, that's cool. It's like, yeah, we never get that kind of iconography.
yeah.
Um, you
And
know,
also because like they're pretty much all separated the whole time, you know.
yeah,
Even on Jeddah, you know, they're trying to escape. They're separate. On the Rain Planet, they're separate. You know, you have two guys. One guy's a sniper, and Donnie Yen's like shooting down Tie fighters. You know, I'm like, oh, dude. You know, Jin's with her dad. You know, so they're all separate. And in the final climax, they're all separate. You
yeah,
know, I wanted at least one moment where it's Magnificent Seven style, like they're all in one group, back to back, just shooting in all directions. You know,
yeah,
like that would have been so cool.
yeah.
But alas,
I
was
mean,
not to
you
be.
know, very much like that also feels very in line with like that's like a Guardians of the Galaxy thing, you know, like that's you know like
Sure,
taking that kind of aspect, and like that's never what Star Wars has been, you know, truly, like even though it has
sure,
been like you know it has been pulpy, like again like Lucas was taking from westerns and samurai movies, and
yeah,
like they don't necessarily have those in the movies that he grew up with, you know.
right, yeah,
So you know, so yeah, like that's kind of
yeah,
the vibe that I think of when I think of Star Wars. It's like, yeah, like
yeah,
that sort of like guns blazing back to back, like that's one that is also a very Matt thing. That's a very like Miami Vice,
yeah. There we
kind of
go. I
like
think we
kind of
mentioned
thing.
Miami Vice every single episode throughout the Halloween season,
I'm pretty
and
sure
now here as well.
I'm pretty sure not only are we going to be watching the Miami Vice movie sometime next year,
Oh yeah,
but I feel like we're just slowly building towards Matt and I just watching the show.
yeah.
like
Buns and
like
Bullets, the Miami Vice podcast.
yeah, yeah, exactly.
Um,
Jeez.
uh, yeah, like I think Star Wars is the perfect universe for that, though. You could do a Guardians type thing, you know? In
Yeah.
fact, I think that would have made the new trilogy a lot better if it was more like that. Like they kind of
Mm,
had hints, you know? I think there just wasn't a big enough team, you know? And they didn't really get into a lot of the characters individually, you know? They focused on Rey and Kylo, but then like
yeah.
you know, you kind of have to make everyone equal to do a Guardians, you know, quote
Hmm.
unquote. But yeah, I don't know. I think that would be a good universe to do that in. But yeah, I don't know. I kind of wanted more of that kind of last stand type vibes. This whole thing was about sacrifice. We
Hmm.
know if you've never seen the movie, you probably don't know. But if you know anything about Star Wars, you know that no one walks out of this movie alive.
Hmm.
You know, you start the movie knowing that all of these characters are gonna die.
Well, that's not necessarily true because uh so for reference in episode 6 Return of the Jedi,
Yeah.
Mon Mothma is there, and she's telling all the rebels, it's like we learned of the new secret weapon, which is Death
Yeah.
Star 2. And she says that like some many Bothans died to get us this information. So
Yeah.
like, okay, like so a group of people died to give us the info that we have now about Death Star 2. Great, fantastic. Uh, but we've already blown up the Death Star, you
Yeah.
know? Uh so it's like we technically didn't know that this group was gonna die. Like,
Did they not mention that in A New Hope, like where it comes
no,
from?
no. It's just Leia has the
Huh.
plans that she gives to R2, and then R2 is trying to get Obi-Wan, and then Luke gets involved, and
Yeah.
then they're like, "What is it? We don't know." And then once they finally get rescued, it's like, "Oh, okay, he has the plans for the Death Star
Yeah.
and then they're like, "Okay, cool." So they never mention it, you know?
That's
And
interesting.
this and I feel like this was one of those things where it's like we never really knew what the events were that led up to
Yeah.
Leia getting the plans for the Death Star, you know?
Hmm.
So,
I feel like that was part of, I'm not going to say part of the promotion, but I feel like that was what was being talked about though,
well,
because we know that none of the Star Wars heroes were involved in that, So like
yeah.
everyone's just like, yeah, no one's coming out.
Well, maybe that was the talk of it, but like, I don't think that was really like the expectation. Like they certainly didn't promote that. How crazy is that? Like you promote, like, hey, nobody's walking out of this movie.
Well, yeah,
Uh,
but
but yeah, like that, like I think that was just assumed amongst everybody that like, they're probably like if they don't all die, like most of them are gonna die, you know?
yeah.
But I think that's why this movie resonates with a lot of people, and probably a lot of people who aren't necessarily Star Wars fans or like big Star Wars fans.
Hmm.
Like I think that's why, because there is this sort of like finality to these characters and to their struggle where it's like, oh man, like I didn't expect Donnie Yen to die. I
Hmm.
didn't go into this movie expecting, the main
Wow.
character Jin to like not make it out, because that's also been Star Wars' thing too, to like we had this central premise. We had the central, like the three movies, the original trilogy, and then everything we've done after that has been either filling in the gaps between the movies or talking about what happened after or talking about what happened before. And there are characters who kind of show up in those trilogies that get expanded on. Lando
Hmm.
Calrissian has a whole series of books. Boba Fett has an entire fandom. And all these things. So like, I think when it comes to Star Wars, at least for me, I never felt too worried about, oh, the entire team's gonna die, because I
Hmm.
just assumed like, oh, we haven't heard about them because they went off to go do something else,
Yeah.
like so and so died, but at least Jin and Andor are still around, and they're tooling around, and I don't know, they helped build the Echo base on Hoth or something, like I don't know.
That's
Um,
wild, dude. Like,
yeah,
maybe I jumped into another timeline again because I knew from the second they said the story, I was like, oh yeah, this is about the team that dies. Maybe I was confusing the Bothan thing in episode 6 to
yeah.
this one, but like, yeah, I just always knew that they were all gonna die.
Mm,
But man, I don't know. I gotta have to go talk to some Star Wars people. Be like, hey, did you know that they were all gonna die?
yeah, yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, we should ask Mickey.
Well, so yeah, about the vibe thing though. Well, yeah, you see, because that kind of changes things then. Because my whole vibe about this movie is like, yeah, these people are sacrificing themselves. You
Mm,
know, that's
yeah,
what this
yeah,
whole thing is about. Um, it's not the film's fault, but my only real major turnoff for this movie was the music
yeah,
because it feels Star Wars. And at a certain point I was like, all right, GQ, you should have just used the Star Wars music, you know? Because
yeah,
like I get what he was doing and we talked about this last episode how he didn't want to use the Star Wars music because it wasn't part of the Skywalker saga. But
Mhm.
it's so similar. I'm like, you might as well just used it. In fact, I think like all the Empire stuff, it was kind of felt a little cheap because it didn't have it had like the Timu version of the Imperial March,
Yeah.
you know? And I'm
Yeah.
like,
And
okay.
like I understand that argument to a point,
Uh,
but like the rebellion kind of has a theme, and the empire kind of has a theme. Like,
yeah.
yeah, so it does just feel kind of weird. Like, I don't know, it feels like a holdover from that trend that was happening in like the early 2000s, where it's like we're doing a gritty origin. That means we're not doing any of the classic themes. They have to earn that theme. You have to
Right.
sit through 2.5 hours
Yeah.
of a Bond movie before you get the you
And
know?
they basically had the rebellion theme like as soon as you get to Yavin 4 and it
Yeah,
just cuts it off a little early and it switches. I'm like,
yeah.
okay, but it was essentially there. But the Imperial March pretty much gone.
Hmm.
Just hints of it. Star Wars, I think it comes in on the end credits, right?
Yeah, yeah,
When
yeah.
Leia comes up. I'm just like,
Yeah, you
yeah, I
get
mean,
you get like the Imperial March, like as Vader's looking out at Leia's ship flying away. But
yeah,
even then, it's only like a couple of bars, and then
yeah.
it's its own
Like,
thing. And
how dare they? Didn't they know that 10 years later they would be working on a series and they were going to have much more grounded and gritty music? They should have
hmm
known. They
they
should have
should have
known.
known. They should have
Yeah,
known.
I saw like someone took a clip of the movie and used like the Andor score to it. And
Mm,
it was solid, man. And I'm like, dude, I love that.
yeah,
So so yeah, I mean that's not anybody's fault. It's just that's what happens when the prequel
yeah,
comes out and it's really good.
yeah, yeah.
So
And we like I know like it should be inferred at this point, but we're also kind of talking about this in a way where it's like, look, man, Rogue One came first. There was absolutely
right.
no idea. Nobody had any idea that, not that it wasn't going to be as popular, but that there would be such like fervor to know more about the characters.
Yeah.
And then for them to just be like, hey, we're going to do it. We're going to give you the origin of one of those characters. Like,
So
yeah.
so where does Tony Gilroy come in?
Okay. Let's see. So there are two writers who are given story by credits, and then there are two screenwriters that are given screenplay credits. Uh, if I'm remembering correctly, Tony Gilroy came in to do the second, or like the rewrites
Okay.
for Rogue One.
Hmm.
Um, which is I remember us talking about this back in Andor season 1, I think, when you were like, I want to see the original, I want to see like the director's cut, of that. And it's like, well, I'm sure that cut exists, but it was changed significantly, and Tony
Yeah.
Gilroy's writing was only added in later. So
Hmm.
like, yeah, so the Tony Gilroy isms are there.
Yeah.
Um, yeah.
Wow. Yeah. I I man, I dug it all. Like I really didn't have any complaints. Again, it's all like post and or complaints, like the music and the fact
Mhm.
that Krennic just dies. Like I wanted to see him go, no, like I wanted some kind of comeuppance for that guy. Um,
Like, yeah, I know.
but if
Uh,
anything, that feels very Andor. It's
oh
like,
yeah,
oh,
yeah,
he's gone. I was like, yeah, but he was really the only like cartoonish element in all of Andor. I wanted him to have a cartoonish
yeah.
death.
True, true. If anything, I would have loved to have had them cut from the Death Star firing to just a real brief shot of him just being like, oh, and then get.
engulfed in green
Just be
light.
like, all right, Jim Caviezel, an escape plan.
Oh
Um,
yeah. Oh, Jim Caviezel. He's not playing
uh,
Jesus.
we don't have time
I
to get
hope he's
into it.
okay. I
We
hope
don't have
he's
time to
okay
get
with
into
that.
that. Um, but yeah, like I don't like I agree, but also I feel like it's the thing like Ben Mendelsohn does so much with so little, and
Yeah.
that like he got his shit rocked in at the end. Like he got shot,
Yeah.
he's there, like he sees his crowning achievement, coming at him, thinks that it's there, he gets that little smile, and then the second he sees it powers on, his smile drops, and you're like, yeah, man.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
and again, like I think you're right. Like that feels like a very Andor end to this character, which is
Yeah.
why I like it. I prefer it this way because it's like, yeah, you get. I feel like every character in Andor, every villain in Andor got their just dessert by
Yeah.
seeing that the machine that they've worked and the machine that they've been feeding bodies to constantly has now chewed them up. It
Yeah.
was their turn.
Yeah.
Um, yeah.
It's so
And
wild because like none of the good guys really get endings unless they're killed off, you
yeah,
know? But the villains, they all got closure somehow, like they
yeah,
all got what was coming for them. So I'm
yeah,
like, all right, so there at least there's that. That's good, you
yeah.
know.
And potentially jumping the gun here, but what I enjoyed about the ending of Rogue One, I think one, like when we were in theaters, we're like, oh man, like everybody just died. That's crazy. And then we get a little horror movie with Darth Vader, like, and
Yeah.
that just became what everybody was talking about.
Yeah.
Um, but for me, like looking at the whole thing, like it kind of has this through line of this story is somebody else's now. You know,
Yeah.
like your part is over. And
Yeah.
it kind of it does feel weird that for the characters in the show that we love, like just like you said, the good guys, like they don't necessarily have their stories wrapped up. Like we just kind of have to
Yeah.
infer that they'll keep going in some way. Obviously Mon Mothma, is still around, um, but to that end, it's like, yeah, like that is a shame. But I like how this movie kind of has been telling us that like, hey, everybody it's the thesis, or maybe not the thesis of Star Wars, but like George Lucas's thing that like everybody on screen is a character. Everybody has a story, you know?
Yeah.
And it's that come to life where it's like, oh yeah, these are all the background guys, you know?
Yeah.
If A New Hope had started just a little bit sooner, these would have been guys before, in the prologue, before the opening crawl, who all die, to give Leia the information. Like, yeah, like
Hmm.
they that's who all these people are, and their part in the story is over, and now it's time for the
Right.
rest of it to go on for the next
Yeah.
chapter, and especially too now that you have people who are starting Star Wars at episode 1,
Yeah.
and going through it chronologically, which I think is crazy, but in some crazy way that was kind of George Lucas's whole thing to eventually do, you know.
Hmm.
Um so yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. I I just don't I'm trying to find like reasons that we don't see the Andor cast, like Willem, like I don't know if Andor would have been able to hold him back. I know that kid would have gone, you know?
Yeah. Yeah.
Unless he kicks out his leg and says, "No, stay behind with your girl. Raise a family for me, Cassian
For me.
Andor,
Yeah.
someone who never had a kid and never will."
Uh-huh.
Yeah, yeah,
Uh-huh.
something like that.
Sure, sure.
So I guess I could kind of see Vel not being there.
Cuz she feels
Uh,
more like leadership, and
yeah, like she's not she feels separate from Andor at Yavin. Like she's doing her own thing.
yeah.
So the ones who went with them felt like the ones who were with Andor.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
I'm like, yeah, yeah, I like that. So and we got to see some familiar faces from Game of Thrones.
Yeah, we did.
Barristan Selmy was one of the council members,
Hmm.
and I don't know the other guy, but he was one of the rebels who go with him at the end. He was the Night's Watch guy who saved gets Arya out of King's Landing.
Oh, that's right. That's
And
right.
I've
Yeah,
seen him in
yeah,
a bunch of other stuff as well. He usually
yeah,
plays bad guys, but yeah.
yeah,
All in all, I mean, most of the acting was fine. It was great. I forgot that's how Saul dies. I'm like, oh, that sucks.
yeah.
He could have got out. I mean, granted, he probably moves slower than everyone else, but I'm like, oh, we built him up over so long. I forgot that's how he goes out. Like,
Yeah, I never did. And it's always been a thing that like I just don't it's such an interesting like handling of this character. He's a fascinating character to me
yeah,
because like I constantly feel like I don't understand why he's on the periphery. You know,
yeah,
why is
yeah,
he more of an extremist than the rebels are? You know,
yeah,
like even here, when they get caught up in the battle in Jeddah, um, it's like I'm like I don't like this is a firefight. This is war. We're literally it's in the
yeah.
title of the movie, guys. Don't you know what movie you're in? You're in Star
Right,
Wars.
right.
Um, but story wise, I'm like, this doesn't feel out of the norm. Like this feels like we're fighting battles. We're fighting Imperials. This is what they
Yeah,
were doing, in Andor. So like
right.
I don't understand why Saul is seen
What?
as this like radical, you
Yeah, like
know?
I want to know, like, why is he so extreme? Like, why do they see him as an extremist? Like,
Yeah. It's like I can get it, when like seeing that he's like hard to work with, you
yeah,
know, but I feel like if you're easy to work with in a rebellion, before
yeah.
it's a rebellion, I'm like, well, I'm just automatically not going to trust
Well,
you,
I mean, at the
you
same
know?
time, this council was a bunch of, you know,
Namby pambies,
pansies, you know.
bunch of
The New
pansies.
York Giants are a bunch of pansies. Yeah, and here's my thing again, um post Andor disappointment. Mon Mothma, like we really built her up over Andor, and then in the finale, she's just like I don't know where that buildup went,
Yeah.
and then she has almost nothing to do in this one, you know. At least she doesn't stop them from leaving at the end to go fight, I'm just like,
Yeah.
oh, okay, damn, you know, what did
Yeah.
she do again in this rebellion? Like, that's what I feel like. I'm like, I feel like we kind of built her up this story and remembering her from the original one and then seeing her grow throughout Andor, and then she just kind of does nothing for
Yeah.
a series finale in a movie. I'm like, oh, that
I
sucks.
yeah. I do and this is kind of the thing too, where it's just like, again, you and I, as much as we love Star Wars, we are also just kind of on the periphery of Star Wars proper
Right.
because we're we don't watch all the shows. We don't read all the
Yeah.
comics or all the books, that are in
What is that
canon or
Star Wars
legend or
proper
whatever.
though? Like, is Star Wars proper like having to watch everything?
I mean, look, dude, like I feel like there were a lot of like a lot of our questions potentially that
Yeah.
could have been answered in either Clone Wars or Rebels. You know?
I mean, possibly. I mean, I know Mon Mothma shows up, and I do want to go watch those episodes at one point.
Yeah.
But at the same time, like, I don't really know how much crossover with the other stuff there is. Like,
I mean, yeah, I don't necessarily know either, but like that like again, like that's just
yeah,
kind of the thing. Like you and I watch the
I,
movies and we watch some of the shows, but there are
yeah,
people who are watching all of it. You
yeah.
know?
But I'm just saying, but like, what is Star Wars like, quote unquote, proper? And this is something that you could talk about with any franchise. It's like,
Yeah, that's true.
Marvel had a big thing, about that. Like, they really went leaps and bounds to keep the films separate from the TV shows. But
Hmm.
then post Endgame, it's kind of all, you know,
Yeah.
It's like chaos reign, man. If you don't keep up with everything, you're screwed. Oh, so here's the thing. I never saw Thunderbolts. Did you have
Mm.
to watch Hawkeye for Yelena's story? Did you have to watch Falcon and the Winter Soldier to see John Walker's story? Like, I'm kind of curious
Oh, that's
about
interesting.
someone who never watched that, like how they felt about the film.
Yeah. Well, and like I saw those, but I
Hmm.
hadn't seen Captain America: Brave New World, and
Oh,
I
sure.
like
Yeah.
there were some allusions to that movie that
Yeah.
I'm like, oh, that was in the trailer, so okay. But
Yeah.
then even Bucky was talking to like Sam, or talking about Sam at one point, and I was like, oh, I maybe they had a scene together. I don't know. I didn't
Yeah.
know Bucky was in the
Last
new
time I
Captain
saw
America
him as
movie.
Captain America: Brave New World.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, that's why they called it that.
Oh, cool, cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, you get the title of the previous movie in this movie.
Yeah, yeah.
Um, yeah. Yeah, I don't know. I'm not
Huh.
sure. I don't think so. I feel like you would like obviously I feel like you have to watch Black Widow in order to know who Yelena is
Right,
at all.
right. Yeah.
Um, as far as John Walker goes, like they kind of talk about it and like they
Yeah.
kind of show why he's there. Um,
Mm.
like if you like if not like then I'm assuming you just see like who this guy is like, oh okay, like failed Team Captain America. Cool.
Yeah, yeah.
Um, yeah. But yeah,
Huh.
no, that's a good point.
Well, yeah, that's just kind of the large overarching conversation with anything that's a franchise, you know. It's not like
Yeah.
Star Trek, where Star Trek is just like a bunch of separate things. It doesn't feel like there's a main like through line, you know.
Yeah.
And
Yeah,
also
yeah.
right now where we have more Star Trek than we ever had before. Well, not anymore because they're all canceled.
Hmm.
But
Or ending.
yeah, like they were all in different time periods, you know?
Yeah.
So like there wasn't a lot of intersection between them. Whereas Marvel is like, no, the movies and the shows, they're all going on. Star Wars, you pretty much have like three different eras that they stick in. So it's like, okay, it's either prequels, main trilogy, or post, you
Yeah.
know? So, and then you try to be like the acolyte and they just shot themselves in the foot.
Mm.
So, yeah. Yeah, so I don't know. I,
Mm.
I I feel like though to compare Marvel and Star Wars, I haven't seen all of Star Wars, I haven't seen all of a Marvel.
Mm.
I don't really know from the Marvel side if I haven't experienced it where like, oh, I'm missing out on something. You know, I
Mm.
watch a movie and I'm missing out on something. I'm like, oh, okay, maybe, but I'm also not caught up. So maybe if I catch up and I'll see that. Okay.
Yeah.
Star Wars, on the other hand, like, I don't know if how much actual crossover there is, but I feel like just watching Andor, we talked about this a lot already, but then
Mhm.
also watching Rogue One, I'm like, I feel like there were some real important deleted scenes through this,
Yeah,
especially
yeah.
like Bodhi's character. I feel like we kind of got certain glimpses of him, but then he was just kind of just nothing. I was like, oh, okay.
Yeah, yeah.
So
My
I don't know.
my thing with this movie is that it takes about 45 minutes for us to even get into like Jin's ideology on where she
Okay.
stands in all this.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
And then yeah, from there it is kind of just a speed run of like, ah yeah, like okay, cool.
Hmm.
Now we can kind of see where she's going. Now it's personal. Now it's all this. But yeah, all the periphery characters
Yeah,
too. It's like we kind of don't know like Baze. I don't know why he's here other than the fact that well, Donnie Yen's
yeah.
here. You know? So
It
like
definitely plays out more like an adventure movie
yeah.
where like that kind of stuff doesn't really matter, you
Yeah,
know.
yeah, it's like,
Which
oh, it
that's
doesn't
what
matter.
Star Wars is, you know.
Right.
Uh, until you get to Andor, where you're like, oh, okay, we're going
Yeah,
deep here.
yeah. So
Yeah.
yeah, so this is fascinating because it's like we already know what kind of character Andor is like, and
Yeah.
now we've taken that like gritty, you know, rebel spy, and now we're putting him in the adventure movie. And you're like,
Mhm.
whoa, like so you get kind of a tonal whiplash, but like, you
Yeah.
know. Which I was interested in, like when he first shows up, because him shooting his contact in the back, that was hugely contentious when that, when the movie first came out.
Right.
And I remember I was on the side of like, I don't like it.
Yeah.
Like he's supposed to be like our hero and he's just
Yeah.
shooting this guy in the back. Like that's crazy.
Yeah.
Um Now, obviously, having seen the show and like, hey, that's how Andor starts.
Yeah.
He shoots somebody, he kills two guys.
Yeah.
Uh and then it kind of just has this weird ripple effect of like, oh, I get it.
Yeah.
I get why he would do that.
And
Um
I think I was kind of nervous towards the end of Andor, and I said it a few times, like, how do we get this Cassian Andor to the Cassian Andor in the movie?
mhm,
Where he just guns down his informant. After watching it, I'm like, okay, I granted I hadn't seen it in like 9 years. So I'm like,
mhm.
okay, I get it. If it's I think they did a good job getting him to that place in the story, you
Yeah.
know. Everything he had sacrificed, everything he had lost, everyone he had lost, it's like, okay,
Mhm.
okay, I believe it. And especially knowing we're like, okay, we're at a point in time now where it's like there's no the, the failure is not an option.
Yeah.
You have to get out. And in seeing the way they handled extracting Mon and everything we saw of Deidre, like this isn't a world where you get captured. It's like
Yeah.
no, like they're your buddy's gonna put you down because they can't afford for you to be captured.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
yes, that's the grim reality of war in the stars.
In the stars.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah, man, no, I enjoyed it. It was good. Good old fun time. But yeah,
Uh-huh.
the action was great. A lot of those set pieces really hold up.
Mhm.
Um it is nice too that they just barely tapped into the force in Andor, which we both said like we both really like that, the force healer being there. So now to have like the end cap of the series feature it a little more
Mhm.
and be a little more magical in that way,
Yeah.
like okay, because as it's brought up in Andor, but we never actually see it in action. This one, it's like, oh, okay, this is some what does Han call it? Like superstition and I don't know,
Yeah. Yeah.
mumbo jumbo. Yeah. So yeah, so it is nice to kind of have that in your quote unquote series finale, as a nice little cap. But
Yeah.
yeah, man, yeah, it's just a very weird decision to bring in a new lead for your series finale. But other than that, yeah. So, no, but I like that. I really liked having Jin Urso, someone who doesn't have skin in the game or chooses not to. I love
Yeah.
that line she has with Saul. He's like, "How can you just let this happen? You can stand watching their banners fly." And he's like, "Don't notice if you
You
it's
can't
not a
see it
pro."
if you don't look up.
Yeah, you can't see it if you don't look up. And I'm like,
Mhm.
"Oh, dude, that hits so hard."
Mhm.
You know,
And
especially today. You
yeah.
know,
Yeah.
so
Especially today. And also like if we think about it, Jin's arc in this movie is technically like a speed run of Cassian's. Like
kind of, yeah, yeah, yeah,
we saw that, that was Cassian's whole thing. Even after Aldani,
yeah,
he fled, he ran, because that was his whole thing. Like we get to some place of the galaxy where they haven't screwed it up yet, and we
yeah,
go, we live, and like he's telling that to his mom, and his mom's like,
yeah,
no, like it's too late for that. It's too
yeah,
late for me, and yeah, like so that is interesting, to have that as like, and then again too, like this is about her father sending this message is like interesting how like yeah, now it has become personal because in a way that was also Cassian's thing too. Even when
yeah.
he was in prison, even when he's escaping prison, he's still, I feel like he's still gonna run.
Right.
Like he's
Yeah.
still gonna run. It's the fact that he got out and his mom is dead. And that's when
Season
he's
one is
like,
him all running. That's what it leads to. The first time where he decides not to run.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
So,
And so yeah, like so that's like Jin's arc, like she
yeah.
decides like, okay, no, I get my dad. He dies.
Yeah.
I carry out his mission. Like that's what it
Yeah.
is. And then yeah, so yeah, like that was cool. That was
And
really cool to
I
see.
like that Cassian didn't take the shot, or like something
Hmm.
happens and he's not able to take the shot,
Hmm.
because that fits with the Cassian we're left with in Andor,
Yeah.
and it's just like, yeah, like he still has a conscience, he's
Yeah.
not Luthen, he'll
Hmm.
he'll gun down his informant if he has to, but he's still trying to be good,
Yeah.
you know. Uh, so yeah, and yeah, I don't know. I think it was just good. It was solid. I still have a lot of issues with the series finale and season two, but I think Rogue One definitely ties a nice bow on it, and I can place it on the shelf of like my favorite shows of all time and be happy with it there.
Yeah. Yeah.
So
No, I agree.
yeah. Now, if we got an Arcane movie to tie up the first two seasons.
Was that not the very last episode?
No,
Like,
they did. I mean, they tied up.
yeah.
We just weren't really happy with a lot of that, but
Yeah.
still good.
Yeah.
Yeah, that has its
Yeah.
own bow. So
Yeah, exactly. It's on its own shelf. It's yeah.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, um, yeah, man. I wish we got more Andor Legos. I wish we got
That's what I'm saying,
Andor
man.
in Fortnite. I wish we got Andor at Spirit Halloween in the costume section.
Right?
Mexican rebel spacer.
Whoa.
There you
Yeah.
go.
Yeah. Um yeah, no, I agree. Like which is kind of a weird thing to say when you look at like what kind of show Andor is and like,
Yeah.
how how real it gets, and how political it chooses to be. Um but also I'm just like, but this is still Star Wars and
I
they've
feel
built so many of these little set pieces that I'm like,
Yeah.
this would still slap. Like,
I feel like
you
if they
know.
had treated Andor more like all the other Star Wars products or projects
Mhm.
by having more products,
Mhm.
Disney probably wouldn't have let them finish in two seasons. They're like, no, you got to give us at least three,
Yeah, uh-huh.
and we
Uh-huh.
want Ewoks, we want a new land speeder, Have
Yeah.
you heard? They fly now,
Oh
like,
gosh. Yeah.
yeah, play the game, play the politics, like
I
whatever it
I'm
takes to get more. Don't compromise the integrity of your show.
exactly.
But,
Exactly.
you know,
You know.
throw some extra stuff in there to make toys, and yeah, man, they'll
Exactly.
give you anything you want.
You know, I hope this isn't taking like pot shots at him, but like you got to go the George Lucas route. You think about the toys.
Yeah,
You think
yeah.
about your end of the deal. Be like, "Hey man,
Merchandising, to quote
exactly."
Yogurt, merchandising. And
When
now they're making a Spaceballs sequel.
exactly. Exactly. Yeah, man. No, I'm still upset we don't have like an Aldani set. Season 2 we don't have the Thai Avenger set.
Yeah.
Even
There
even those little, because like they have, I think they're called like racers or something, where they're like minis where it's only a couple of it's only a couple of pieces, but you get like the X-wing, but then like you get half the body of like Luke in his pilot outfit and
Oh,
he's like
yeah,
flying out,
yeah.
and you get like the TIE fighter but like Vader out there. Give me
Yeah.
that for Andor and the Avenger. Give me that for Luthen and the
Yeah.
Fondor with his little lightsaber lasers coming out of it,
That was a cool shit, man.
That was a cool ship.
Um yeah, like I don't know, dude, like we can merchandise the hell out of Andor, you know?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
I will say there were some aliens in our Rebels this
There
go around.
were. There were.
I don't know who or what he was, but there's that little angry guy on Jeddah.
That little hairy guy, yeah.
Yeah, who's with Saw's men. And I'm like,
Mm-hmm.
oh, dude, too bad he died with all of them.
Mm-hmm.
But
No,
yeah,
he's there. Is he not there on Scarif? They like
no, they
open
all
the door of
die.
they open the door of the U-wing and he's there like with a giant like
No,
laser Gatling
that's
gun.
like an angry lizard man person. I know who you're
Oh,
talking
okay.
about though. But no, this little guy, like I saw him and I'm like, that's my new D&D character. He's a dwarfling, you know,
Hmm.
half dwarf, half halfling. So I'm just
Mm.
like, oh yeah, he just walks around with a big old gun. I'm like, that's awesome. And then also in the background of that was it's like this big giant like Yeti looking guy. Kind
Oh
of looked
yeah,
like
yeah.
Chewbacca, but he was all it was all like white hair, white fur. I'm
Yeah.
like, dude, that's cool.
Yeah.
So yeah, back into the Star Wars. That I was cool with that. So I'm like, okay, cool, cool.
Yeah.
So that Bones guy, Saw's right hand man, was he a
Oh,
droid?
tubes?
Tubes. Why did I call him Bones? Because well,
I
he
don't
looks
know.
like Bones. I've been calling him Mr. Bones this whole time
Have
because
you? Is that who you're talking about?
I've been calling him
Wow.
Mr. Bones. Um, because like it's like his helmet, I guess, is like looks like a skull, like a skeleton, right?
Oh, kind of. Yeah, yeah,
But then
yeah.
you kind of see the back, and I couldn't tell. I'm like, wait, is he a droid? Like
I don't
I need to look this guy up.
I don't know. I don't think so. I wonder if he's kind of like kind of like Vader. Like Vader's kind of like a cyborg, you
That's
know?
true.
Maybe, yeah.
Yeah,
His name is Two Tubes.
I bet he's Annie's best friend from Tatooine or wherever.
What
The
the
little slave kid who stays behind.
you think that kid grew up to be
He
Tubes?
grew up to be Mr. Bones.
Wow.
Well, because you said,
Wow.
is he like Vader? I'm like, well, okay, who else? Let's
Just
see.
shoehorn in another connection to the Skywalkers.
Merchandising, Sam. He has a sibling named Edrio.
Okay.
Two tubes. Mercenary.
Hmm.
Okay. He has a small history here.
Hmm.
Okay. Wow. Actually, it's kind of detailed. I'm gonna have to go read up on this guy.
Yeah, dude. He's a Star Wars character. Of course he
He's a
has a
Star Wars
detailed
character. They all have, yeah,
backstory. You
backstories.
ever you ever just like open the visual dictionary of like one of the movies and yeah, a background character who's in it for like 5 seconds, they have a little paragraph write up that sounds incredible.
Yeah.
I took photos of one. I think I used to have the Last Jedi one. Uh
Hmm.
and then I took photos at like a Barnes and Noble or something of like certain characters in um the Rise of Skywalker visual dictionary because
Okay.
I'm reading them and I'm like, no, okay, no. When it comes to Rise of Skywalker, all tea, all shade. The character write-ups
For
in
sure.
in that visual dictionary are better than the movie that we got. Like there are
Yeah.
characters like this is a
Yeah.
rebel pilot who was captured by pirates, but then she turned to the rebellion and now she's a rebel pilot. There's a droid who has like who's like 3PO, who's like
Yeah.
cognizant and has their own free will and was inspired by a thing that happens in the Solo movie. And they mention it in there and
Mm.
I'm like, that's cool. That's great. She's on screen for like 2.5 seconds. Like it's
Yeah.
it's crazy to me. Like I love the imagination. I love the artistry that goes into it. But it's kind of always been my thing with with Star Wars. Yes, kind of just sci-fi projects in general, where it's like these characters like they look a certain way. They look so cool, and
Yeah.
you're taking the time to like put the actors in all these makeups and do this stuff. Why are they just in the background?
Use them.
Use them, feature
Yeah.
them. It's
Yeah.
what I've been railing against this whole time, which I know, we've gone back and forth on, but it's like you had like at least an alien looking dude, on the main cast for Andor.
Hmm.
Like, I don't think it would. I don't think it would cheapen it at all if you do it right.
Yeah,
I don't think it cheapens it at all.
sure. So, okay, what R2 and C3PO show up for a cameo.
Hmm.
What were they from? Were they just with Leia?
They were probably with Bale, who
Oh, okay.
then says that he's got a mission. He knows, like he's going back to Alderaan, but he's entrusting this secret, whatever it is that they're going to get off of Scarif. He's going to send somebody to get it to take to Obi-Wan.
Yeah.
Yeah, and so that's why like he probably sends
So it's
3PO
Leia. He's
and
trusting
R2. Yeah,
Leia with
yeah,
it.
yeah,
Yeah.
because that's what he tells Mon.
Yeah.
She's like you would need to trust somebody, very important with
Yeah.
this information. He turns, I would trust her with my life, and you get just a little bit of Leia's theme. I'm like, there it
Yeah.
is. Yeah,
Which again, CGI Carrie Fisher, young Carrie Fisher at the end, it was pretty bad. But
it's not as bad as the Peter Cushing CGI.
really, you think so?
I think so.
I think he
Be-
looked, for the most part, he looked pretty good. I
I
thought.
I disagree.
Really?
And I think it's because there was such an emphasis on his scenes. Like
Yeah,
we're really showing this dude.
he
Like
has a bigger role.
he's got a
I
much
mean,
larger role. Like if like it and it yeah, it just feels weird. Like if you had given us that, if you had given us Leia at the end, you
mhm.
know, I think I would have been okay if you had not done that with Peter Cushing, with
Yeah.
Tarkin. Because
I
also
did
it's like it feels so out of place.
like
At least that
well,
like that's where I come from.
I don't know. After watching Andor, I'm kind of okay with it. I don't really remember back when I watched Rogue One, but
But
like
they
now,
didn't
like
like Tarkin wasn't in Andor. And they didn't use that technology for anybody in Andor.
well, yeah, I know, but I it kind of goes back to the whole Krennic thing. Like, I like this because now, like, he's not the boss anymore, and that kind of plays
Oh,
into his story through
well,
this.
sure, yeah, yeah.
Everything we saw with the ISB and Krennic and Partagast, now we have Tarkin coming in and taking over from Krennic. It all just fits so perfect, and I'm like,
Hmm.
it's Krennic has the same kind of ending as Deidre, and
Yeah.
Cyril, and that's why I'm kind of okay with just bringing Tarkin in. I'm like, okay,
Oh,
I
yeah,
get
yeah,
that,
yeah,
but so I can appreciate that because I get the power structure a little more now. Like, oh, it's so cutthroat.
yeah,
So,
yeah.
but honestly, I didn't really mind the Tarkin stuff. It just looked like CGI, and it looked a little cartoonish, but okay. Leia just she looked like like a blob of makeup to me, which is so weird because it's
Sure.
literally only for like a second or two. I don't know why she looked that much worse. Again, maybe that's just my opinion. But
Yeah,
like I thought Tarkin was more believable, even if it looked like kind of video game graphics, you know.
yeah.
He looked more believable than Leia, which they tried to make her look real. I
I,
don't know.
I mean, yeah, I mean, they did the same thing with Tarkin, so it's like I don't know. Like
Yeah,
again, like they have different faces and like they're trying to
yeah,
do different things. Like sure, um,
yeah,
yeah, I don't love it. I don't love how Leia looks at the end,
yeah.
but it that's a decision that they made and they ran with it.
And you know
And
what? They both look better than what's his name, Ian Holm in Alien Romulus. So I'm
yeah,
like, all right. So the
yeah,
Blind Wave guys talked about this scene with Leia, and they were saying how interesting it is because when you try to recreate faces like that, it's all digital.
hmm,
But movies like Star Wars, they were it's shot on film.
hmm,
So you're trying to recreate digitally something that was on film. And you're like, and it's extremely hard because on film you have to get the makeup right and you have to get the lighting right.
hmm,
So
hmm,
when you go to recreate these faces, you're not recreating young Carrie Fisher, you're recreating young Carrie Fisher covered in makeup and with the certain lighting.
Yeah.
So it's different if you're trying to recreate someone who was already shot digitally, you
Hmm.
know. So it's almost like film is a filter. If we want to think of it more modern day, it's
Yeah.
like
Yeah, for
I'm
sure.
trying to recreate a filter without using this filter, you
Yeah.
know, and to make it not look filtered. So I was like, oh, I never really thought of it that way. I was like, damn, that's another reason why I don't like them going back to try and de-age the actors and all that stuff. It's just
Yeah. Yeah.
we're
Well,
getting there, but we're not at that point yet. It's just like,
yeah, and I don't know. It just feels, I mean, and then we get into stuff like, you know, the Peter Cushing estate, saying, "Oh yeah, use
yeah,
his likeness for Tarkin." The Ian Holmes estate, "Yo yeah, use his
yeah,
likeness for Alien."
hmm,
Now, James Earl Jones has passed. We can use his voice, to keep
yeah.
playing Vader for, time infinity. Um yeah, and it's like, and that just, it feels so strange to me that we would resort to that. Like we would say, like, yes, like people's nostalgia is more important than, like
It's like my memories and love for Darth Vader is more important than my memories and love for James Earl Jones.
yeah, for this real person who played your favorite
Yeah,
character. Like, yeah,
yeah,
because that was my thing too when, they, hey, Luke Skywalker showed up in The Mandalorian
yeah,
and Book of Boba Fett, like, uh okay, cool. I was not happy with the way they with the look of Luke Skywalker, you
yeah,
know,
yeah,
because, and it's the same problem. And it's like, look, you had 8 years or something, to to do it. Even when Marvel does it, I'm like, I feel like you're not. It's still not there.
yeah.
Why bother then? Why bother to
Yeah.
do it? You
Yeah,
know?
I'm all for innovation as far as technology goes, but when you're
Yeah,
making a movie, it's just like this is gonna look so good. I'm like, but it doesn't. It looks
yeah,
passable for where we are now, but I know we'll feel different about it from 10 years from now, you know?
yeah,
So
yeah.
it's kind of like I
I
don't
would
know.
I would much rather you do something goofy like, uh when do they do this? I know they do it in Dexter, but we're doing flashbacks of when he was younger and we're just going to put him in an oversized hoodie and a ball cap, you know?
Yeah.
Or you just get somebody younger to play him. How fun was it in Men in Black 3 when you had Josh Brolin playing young Tommy Lee Jones? I'm like, that's
Yeah.
fun. Do
Yeah.
that.
Yeah.
Like makeup. Makeup is so good.
I
It
still I mean,
enhance the makeup.
I
Like,
still
do
think of
something.
Looper. Like
Looper.
Looper is a great example of getting an actor to play a younger version of another actor, and
Yeah.
like they probably went a little too far because Joseph Gordon-Levitt looks pretty weird in that movie. But
Yeah.
for the most part, like I'm like, man, this is pretty solid. I think they tried to make him look too much like Bruce Willis.
Yeah. Yeah, that's what it
I
is. It's too
I
much like Bruce Willis, and Bruce Willis doesn't look anything like Joseph Gordon-Levitt. So, like, there's no in between there. you
Yeah, like
know?
I don't know, like I feel like if they would have done less, it would have been more convincing. But I
Agreed.
still think it looks like the concept is still better because there's an
Yeah.
actual person there acting,
Mhm.
they just did some prosthetic stuff and like I'm like, all right. So
Mhm.
I don't know. Yeah. But oh no. This is a solid movie.
Solid movie.
I enjoyed it.
Yeah.
This Star Wars franchise, it's going places.
Yeah. I hope it sticks around.
Will I be at those places? I don't know.
I don't know.
I don't know if I'm riding that white pony yet.
I
So,
mean, I mean, yeah, like, I still want to watch Skeleton Crew. Um,
is that the one with the kids?
yeah. Yeah.
Okay. Oh, yeah, I want to watch that.
I want to watch that. And yeah, like I do, you know, at some point I will undertake Clone Wars, because
Oof.
I've
Yeah.
always been intrigued by that,
Yeah.
but that was at a time when I was like, oh, I don't know, like I'm not super into Star Wars, like,
Yeah.
um
I I
yeah.
absolutely love that. I read the comics, the Clone Wars comics, and I
Oh
absolutely love
yeah.
them. And I know a lot of those characters show up in the animated series. So,
Mm.
and it's still that's a good point. I don't know if those comics are canon anymore, but for what
Ooh.
I understood, they were pretty much canon with the animated series.
Mm.
But I could be wrong. I don't know.
Yeah.
But yeah, I would like to do that as well. After we do our Miami Vice podcast, we'll do Clone Wars. But
Oh, okay. Sure.
but yeah, I don't know for sure. I want to see the Mando and Grogu movie.
Mm-hmm.
So that means I got to
Means we
watch
gotta
season
watch
three
season 3.
of Mando. But yeah, like I'll probably binge it before the movie comes out. Like,
Oh yeah, yeah.
it's not something I'm really looking forward to, but I am looking forward to the movie because the trailer looked fun.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I don't know. After Last Skywalker, I was just like, more like Last of Me. Am I right? I'm done. This is how you end the whole saga?
Yeah.
Oh, jeez.
Yeah. I don't want to cause a riot. Like we were worried when we started season 2 of Andor when I upset the Swifties,
Oh, jeez. Yeah. Yep.
gonna upset Star Wars fans, but
Yeah.
I don't know.
That's
But also
true.
like I don't want it to seem like, I also don't want it to seem like you and I are like that contingent of Star Wars fans that are like
It's all
vitriolic against.
trash.
Yeah, yeah.
New
I'm just like
Star Wars is trash.
I'm like, no, like new Star Wars is great, and it can be great, it does
Yeah.
like it should be great.
And I think what
Um,
makes it great is that there's always a new generation. You
yeah,
know,
yeah.
there are kids who their intro to Star Wars is gonna be Rebels,
Mm-hmm.
or it's going to be Skeleton Crew, or
Yeah.
Ahsoka, and then they go watch Rebels or something like that, So to some poor bastard somewhere, Andor was his introduction to Star Wars.
Oh
Now he's like,
man.
I think I want to know more about these
Mm-hmm.
these War of Clones. You say,
These War of
okay,
Clones, yes, I would
yeah.
like to know more. Also, I want to read this book called How to Blow Up a Pipeline for some reason. I'm not sure why.
Yeah, he's gonna go watch the Clone Wars and go find a copy of the Anarchist Cookbook, all
Uh-huh.
in the same day.
Uh-huh. And yeah, yeah, yeah. And then 5 years later, he's gonna be wearing like no Saw Gerrera was right merch.
hmm
You know?
hmm Hey man, government shut down. FBI won't come after you. That's all I'm saying. And even if the government weren't
Uh-huh.
shut down, I don't know if they'd have the intelligence to find you. So just putting that out there. Putting that out there.
Go wild, kid. Go wild.
So yeah.
Here's a laser
Um,
pistol. Give him hell.
yeah. But yeah. That
Yeah.
was a fun ride. I was super nervous getting into Andor because of the political climate and how much anxiety that was gonna give me. And you
Yeah.
know what? I wasn't wrong. There's especially season one, man. There's a lot of times the episode ends and I'm like, I'm supposed to go to bed now? Like, I'm so anxious. Jeez.
That's why I don't watch it
Um,
before bed.
but that's where I'm relaxed and I'm like, okay,
Don't watch
take
it
me on a
relaxed. Why are
journey.
you watching it relaxed? Don't be relaxed.
Take me on this experience. I'm yours,
Wow. Uh-huh.
The roller
Uh-huh.
coaster of storytelling. But yeah, and but no, like I'm really glad we watched it, and in fact, I think Andor helped me process a lot of stuff
Yeah.
that was going on, right now. And then to see, dude, we watched the episode where Luthen dies, and then literally that weekend was another No Kings protest, and there's
Mm-hmm.
all the signs of a rebellion is built on hope, and and someone put a little picture of Luthen just smiling. I'm like, oh my God, that couldn't have come at a more perfect time.
Yeah. Yeah.
So
Also, real quick, nice to see where the origin of that came from, you know?
yeah,
Yeah, I know we talked about it in season 2, but like it's just this guy. It's just this guy, this guy who's living under occupation and is oppressed,
yeah,
and he ends up telling it to Cassian, who ends up telling it to Jin, who then builds that entire foundation for why we need to do this because
yeah,
rebellions are built on hope. It's like, look at that. It's these things reverberate through life. Like nobody's life is insignificant. In the words of George Lucas, it's like poetry. It rhymes and it's just beautiful. So,
yeah. And you know what else rhymes with hope? Dope. That's how I feel about this movie.
like, hope? No, that's not right.
Pope? Hope, dope, Pope. Nope. Oh,
What?
we just watched
Oh,
Nope.
oh, there you go. There you go. What are the Pope's thoughts on Star Wars? I want to know. Uh,
Oh, that'd be interesting. Yeah.
Listeners, if you know what the Pope's thoughts are on Star Wars, please let us know.
Yeah.
Uh,
He's from
but
Chicago.
he's from Chicago. He's got to have
He's
seen a Star Wars.
yeah, he feels I feel like Chicago people are scrappy. He'd be
Yeah.
down for a fight. He'd be down for a good old rebellion.
Uh-huh. Like, look, you know, God works in mysterious ways and he leads us to where we need to be. And if that means we got to throw down, well, we're going to do it.
God didn't create guns, but he did give us two fists
Mm-hmm. There you go.
and
There you go.
feet for kicking in teeth.
Yeah, exactly.
So, yep. Well, man, like you said, end of an era. It feels hella good to come out on the other end of this.
Yeah.
For a while there, we were kind of worried. Like we're saying, well, like, dude, man, like, you think they're gonna pull Andor?
Mm-hmm.
Like, one,
Mm-hmm.
ever we went through a period of everyone boycotting Disney, and we're like, oh crap,
Yeah.
should we pause the podcast? And then there's also all this talk of like government is pulling certain shows for stupid reasons. I'm like, well,
Uh-huh.
what's more relevant right now than Andor? I'm like, are we gonna get to finish this show?
Yeah.
I was looking up ways to download it, and I'm like, couldn't find it. So couldn't find a way to do it. So I'm like, oh man.
Mm-hmm.
So we have experience with people taking our shows off the internet, and I had
Mm-hmm.
to find ways to download it. I won't say
Mm-hmm.
what shows though.
Mm-hmm.
We might find out next year.
Keen observers will know though. They'll know.
Yeah,
And
they'll
keen
know.
listeners, they'll know.
Yeah.
Um, yeah. Yeah, man, no, like watching Andor, yeah, it helped me process a lot of what was going on. Helped me realize, just like Tony Gilroy said that like this wasn't inspired by any one thing or any one time in our
Yeah.
lives, but it's just like, yeah, like you know, how ironic that like all of these things just keep happening again and again and again, and and it's up to people to put a stop to it, and
Yep.
yeah, so you know it's been interesting, and again, top tier show. you know
Yeah.
we can talk about a placement, if it's in top 10 or whatever later, but
Yeah.
I had fun, and I'm glad you and I went on this journey together.
Yep. Agreed.
All right, listeners, thanks for tuning in. Thanks for joining with us. Let us know what your thoughts were on Andor overall and Rogue One. As always, you can find us on the socials, #Lost Legacies. We'll find it. And yeah, until next time.
Till next time, may the force be with you. May the force be with us. And as always,
Fight the Empire.